Hey, what's goody, Frye gang? Now, it's about almost a week since Side Order has come out, and I was wondering, did Side Order live up to the hype that we all hoped it did? Well, if this is anything to go by, then I would say it pretty much did, but there's a lot more nuance to that. Now, I like Side Order a lot, alright? It is very fun. I'm still playing it to this day. Obviously, it's new, but I haven't completed it yet, so I haven't gotten all of the Marina Dev Diary entries or all of the weapons cleared, but I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I think I prefer Side Order a little bit more to Octo Expansion. Now, one thing I will give Octo Expansion credit for is that between the two, I like the story in music, like the lore story and music to Octo Expansion more. Octo Expansion, I think, has a better atmosphere and just feel to it. Octo Expansion is very eerie, and whenever you're in the deep sea metro or in one of the thing rooms, you can kind of tell that there's something more sinister going on than what is on the surface. Octo Expansion has more implications. It alludes to more darker stuff than Side Order does. I like the aesthetic of Side Order, all of the white and very orderly stuff, but I like the way Octo Expansion handles its environments and atmosphere. I like that a lot. And the Octo Expansion music I like a lot more as well, because I mean, Deadfish, we all know Deadfish is my favorite artist in the entire series, and she composed all of the music for Side Order, or for Octo Expansion. She does have a couple new songs for Side Order, which I am very excited about. But overall, I just think everything but gameplay I enjoy more in Octo Expansion. Now, the gameplay for Side Order is great, alright? Side Order was a lot better than I had initially thought and hoped, which typically happens. I always keep my expectations low, even though I hope for a lot. The games always seem to surpass my expectations that were already pretty decently high, even though I just said I keep them low. But I'm excited for a lot of stuff, but I don't really expect anything. So my expectations are always surpassed, and I end up enjoying the games more than I expected to. But Side Order was absolutely great. I love the approach. Side Order brought on a new genre that Splatoon hasn't really tackled before. Most or all of the other story modes were just basically platformers, including Octo Expansion, but Side Order was brand new with a roguelite. Yes, roguelite, not roguelike, with a T, not a K. Roguelikes and roguelites are two different things. Side Order is a roguelite, L-I-T-E. And this was huge for Splatoon. It's never done anything like this or even close to it. So obviously, people were going to be a bit on the fence about it and worrisome and cautious, but it ended up turning out very well and outdoing itself. Now, a lot of people were complaining that it is a roguelite because it's so different from everything else in Splatoon. And before the game came out, everyone was worried, oh, the game would be too hard, da 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 da. And I'm not gonna lie, that's just playing into the whole joke that Splatoon players play nothing else other than Splatoon. They haven't played any other games because, I mean, it's a roguelite. That's the whole nature of it. It's supposed to be hard. And there's even easy difficulties if you want to choose that. So it's really not that bad. And even on floors you get with hard difficulties, I'm sorry, but that's just a Dan Dory issue. This is really the one time where telling someone to get good is valid, because if you're struggling with Side Order, there's nothing you can really do but just get better at the game. Yeah, you kind of have to get lucky with color chips and everything, but if you're decent at the game and know the mechanics well and just overall skillful at it, you shouldn't have an issue. So people struggling there's really no advice you can give other than just get better. I mean, I know it may hurt, but you just have to get better at the game. All right, you just get better. But I quite enjoy the roguelite approach that Side Order brought on. I'm not a huge fan of roguelites in general, but Side Order is very, very nice. All right, a roguelite with Splatoon is something we never would have thought of. Go back 2 years, tell someone, oh, Splatoon will go roguelite, and they would not believe you. And I wouldn't either. But Side Order really did live up to the hype, at least for me. I do wish though that it was a little bit longer. 30 floors seems like a lot on paper, but when you're actually playing the game, that goes by quickly in like 20 minutes. All right, I wish we got 40 floors, 50 max. All right, at least go like the first 30, and then once you finally like beat the game at the 30th floor, you can then unlock like 20 more floors that goes up to 50. Now I understand that it would be a little redundant and start to get boring if you had to go up that many floors with only so many different objectives with layouts. Mind you, the layouts, the map layouts in Side Order are amazing. There are a couple ones that I like a lot that are a lot different. They're not just big blocky areas, they're actually like mazes and paths. It's so cool. I love the layouts of these levels. The bosses, it would be nice if there was more than 4, but it makes sense that there are only 4. My favorite is probably Parallel Cannon. That one is fun because it mirrors like actual Splatoon matches. It's more in nature of what Splatoon is out of all the bosses we got. That's probably why I enjoy it the most. But 30 floors does not feel long at all, even though it is. A lot of times I'll just be playing through Side Order and I'll be surprised that I've already made it at floor 30 and it's only felt like 2 minutes. All right, you can just blaze through it. And another reason why I wish there were more floors, it would give you more time to make builds. I feel like there's not enough time to make certain builds that you want and get certain color chips that you want. By the time you finally get the build you want, there's like 2 more floors left and it doesn't really even matter anymore. Now, speaking of the story, I know a lot of people were disappointed in the story because it was so short, which is fair given the nature of roguelites. The emphasis isn't placed on the story anyway, and Side Order is naturally a very short game, so obviously the story would have to be as short or shorter than the game itself. So they don't really have a lot of time to build up story. They have to kind of start it, explain it a little bit, and then end it all within just a couple minutes. 22 minutes is the fastest time it's taken me to beat Side Order, I think. So a 20-minute long story, you can't really do a whole lot with that. So I don't really blame people for being disappointed in the story. Now the ending I think was great. I think the ending was absolutely amazing. Y'all saw my last video where I beat Side Order. I was losing my mind. Side Order is amazing. The ending is phenomenal. All right, seeing Deadfish here really does make me like Side Order a whole lot more, as she is my favorite artist. So it's just so surreal seeing her 3D model here. Now, the overall story of I like Octo Expansions more, but the ending I like Side Orders more. And ironically, a big reason why I like Side Order's ending more is because of Octo Expansion. Now that may seem confusing, but the fact that Deadfish is there, we get more Off the Hook, we get to see them more, and all of the Off the Hook song motifs in the game. Also the Fly Octo Fly remix, which is from Octo Expansion, and the fact that Octo Expansion expanded on Off the Hook and exposed us more. Octo Expansion is a big reason why I like Off the Hook so much, and then them returning in Side Order. It's just all these different things that happen in Octo Expansion get carried over to Side Order, and that makes the ending so much better because I already like Octo Expansion and everything it does, and then it carries over into Side Order. And the the side order ending was already hype in its own right, not even counting the Octo Expansion stuff. But the fact that the Octo Expansion stuff is there makes it so much better. So I like the ending a lot. I do think Into the Light is better than number 47 onwards. Maybe it's just biased because I've heard Into the Light a lot more than I have heard Onward, and the song is still pretty new, so maybe in a couple months I might change my mind. But for right now, I think Into the Light is a lot better of an ending song than Onward. But I do think it's super dope that Off the Hook, my favorite idol band, is collabing with Deadfish, my favorite artist in Splatoon. It's just a match made in heaven. It's absolutely phenomenal. So side order is amazing. I think there is more than enough variety of color chips. I think each of the objectives, the 8-ball, the tower, the zone, and the portals are all very nice. I think they're all very nice objectives. I enjoy them a lot. My least favorite is probably the tower. Actually, no, the fish, where you have to chase those little fuckers around. That one is annoying, especially on short-ranged weapons like Luna or a goddamn roller, even Splatbrella. So yeah, my least favorite is probably the little fish. I don't like that one, especially on the map where it's all uninkable and then there's the 4 blocks and that spinner in the middle. That one is very annoying because you can't move anywhere, so you kind of have to just aim shots and ricochet with that spinner in the middle. But they're fun. I love the layouts. The objectives are cool. I like the way it's set up and how the difficulty of the floors randomize, so it's not always just easy, normal, hard every single time. You could get 2 hards and a rigorous. I do like the difficulty change. I think the danger and bonus floors are also very nice. It's a nice change to kind of freshen up the game. And I do like how the game kind of forces you to do danger levels, because the more you ignore them, the more prevalent and common they will become. So if you don't do it as soon as you can, you'll kind of regret it later and have to do basically be forced to do one later on. So I just like how side order is set up in everything that it does, and it incentivizes you to basically 100% it, because all of the keys you have to, there's 3 keys for each of the palettes, and in order to get all of the lore, you have to beat the game with all of the weapons. So you can't just blast through with your main and then that's it. All right, that's like a third of the game that you didn't even like 2/3 of the game that you didn't even experience. So I like how you have to use every weapon, beat it with every weapon in order to get all the lore, all of the like Marina Dev entry stuff, and nice little goodies for the base game to incentivize you to keep on playing it over and over and over again, because that's what this game is made for, to be replayed over and over and over again. It's really nice. I like the way side order is set up and how it is executed. The vending machines are also nice, and the fact that you can swap out the subs and specials and make basically any build you want is also just so dope. And another thing, all of these weapons feel a lot slower than they do in base game, especially Stamper and Luna. It is very noticeable. Luna starts shooting like an S-Blast. It's very slow in between shots. Stamper takes a little bit longer to get a charge slash, so it really does, there's a big difference and you can feel it, but that just makes getting these color chips and powering them up all the more satisfying. So the final boss was a bit lackluster for a lot of people. I don't mind it. I do think it gets kind of repetitive, where you just have to destroy the 4 tentacles 3 times in a row, but it's fine because there's more enemies, so it's kind of fun to just run through all of them. And if you have all these like support chips stacked, you can get all of these different items, the lucky bombs. It's also satisfying. Just the screen clutter, I like the screen clutter. And I also like how you have to run through the spire multiple times in order to get all of the story. So each time you beat the game with a new weapon, Smallest has some new dialogue as well as the party. So, and even if you beat it with a weapon you already beat it with, they'll comment like, oh, you already reconfigured this palette, what are you doing? So I like that as well. The whole thing, just how side order is set up, I really do enjoy a lot. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. I think I covered everything. Cypher shop is like the Grizzco shop, so you can buy stickers, decorations, gear, as well as banners, all that. One thing I do find a bit irritating, and this is more of a personal issue, is that all of the Order replica weapons, all right, there's less weapons than I thought. I don't know why I thought there would be more, but it's just one weapon from every class. For some reason, I thought there were more classes, but I'm glad they chose the weapons that they did. So for example, the Blaster class, they could have easily just put in Blaster, but they put in Luna, and I'm so happy about that because Luna is my favorite weapon in the whole series. Octo Brush is kind of surprising that it's not Ink Brush, since that was basically the representative. I thought they'd put the representative of each class in here, like how Splatter Shot is representative for shooters, Splat Roller for rollers, Blaster for, you know, blasters, Ink Brush for brushes. But I'm glad they put the ones in here. Stamper instead of Wiper, I'm also happy about, because I prefer to play Stamper over Wiper. And I want to talk about how stupid Stamper is, bro. Okay, it's already great, all right, that Frye of all people gets the Stamper. And I've been picking up Stamper lately. It's a very fun weapon. I love Stamper. So of course Frye has it, and then it has probably the most broken kit for Stamper with Sploda and Crab Tank. That's just fucking dumb. And then the common tones for it are Lucky and Pearl Drone, and those are my two favorite tones that I love building, are a bunch of Lucky chips and a bunch of Pearl Drone chips. And bro, Frye's palette is literally the perfect palette, and it's all on Frye too. So it's like they knew, bro. It's like the developers watch my channel and they like my channel. It was all just perfect. Frye has the best palette. It's great. But yeah, what I was saying earlier, the one thing I am irritated about is all of the Order replica weapons are all for vanilla kits, and I don't play any vanilla kits, okay? For dualies, when I don't really play dualies, but when I do, I'll play Emperies. All right, Splatbrella, I play Sorella-brella. Splatter Shot, I play Titty Tech Splatter Shot, which the Octo Shot is a reskin of Tenatech, so that's about the only one. Roller, I play Dynamo, so that's not even there. Chargers, sometimes I'll play Two Goob. Tri-Shitty, I don't play that. Stamper, I play Nouveau Stamper, which they finally took them a whole season to change that. All right, it was Neo Stamper with the Nouveau sticker, and it took them a whole season to finally change the name. I thought they were at least going to change the sticker, but no. So apparently it's Nouveau Stamper. I'm still going to call it Neo Stamper. That sounds cooler. Sloshers, I don't really. I Dreadringer, I play that. Luna, I play Luna Neo. Octobrush, I don't even play that. I play Paintbrush. And then Heavy, I play Heavy Edit. And then if I do play Heavy, it's Heavy Deco. So I don't play any of these weapons, and all of these skins are so clean, but I don't play any of them except for Octoshot, which is a reskin of Tenatech. And then you have to beat the game with every other weapon in order to get Octoshot anyway. And then Octoshot itself is just like a god run. So I mean, and I just like the design of Tenatech anyway. I like the design better anyway, so I'm just getting fucked over with all of these kits. But the gear is nice. The Order replica weapons look very nice. But overall, I think Side Order more than lived up to the hype. At least for me, it surpassed my expectations. I like it a lot, and I will definitely see myself playing it over and over and over again many times, as it was designed for. And I will be doing some challenge runs for it. I'll make some tier list on like enemy priority, best palette in the game, ranking palettes from best to worst, ranking specials and subs from best to worst, because believe me, these specials are not at all how they are in multiplayer. Kraken absolutely shit. It's so bad. It's probably the worst special in side order, with triple splashdown probably being the best special. So I'm gonna make all types of tier lists for side order and everything. There's so much content I can make for side order, and I'm so excited for that. But that's really it for this video. So see you next mission and play some goddamn Splatty.